Hi, my name is Nate Macmillan. I'm a commodity trader and I'm also a Heritage Wet alumni. Um, I work in a very interesting space in that we work with some of the biggest mines and some of the biggest emitters of greenhouse gases. So we were looking at this from an industry perspective to say how can we conscientize the rest of the industry in terms of the carbon footprint and ways to reduce CO2 emissions. The commercial invoice is the most important document in trade, and from this document, uh, we are in a position to demonstrate the measures which have been taken to reduce carbon footprint, and also look at the greenhouse gas emissions for that cargo movement. So why Namibia? Namibia is a geographic juxtaposition on the Atlantic Ocean, and we've been able to demonstrate the carbon footprint from all our cargo movements. Um, and where Namibia is, it's a gateway to the rest of Southern Africa, to the copper belt in DRC and Zambia. This is a industry initiative from the industry um, to say, look, we need a paradigm shift. We need to look at things differently as an industry. We need to look at ways of reducing our carbon footprint. We need ways of using renewable energy. We need green supply chains. And we are generating carbon credits from the regrowth of the biomass that we're harvesting. We are saying to our whole supply chain and to our industry partners, let's look at using biodiesel blends. Let's start even from a minimum of B5, and we've got targets up to 2025 where we want to see a transition of B100. We are developing biomass power plants in Namibia shortly, in line with the clean development mechanisms, so that we could generate carbon offset opportunities for the mining industry in the region. Namibia is a stable democracy with a very low population. In 1958, they discovered the challenge of land degradation from the proliferation of acacia trees. The seeds of acacia normally form seed banks in the soil up to 10 years, and with a germination success rate of 5%. But the livestock have been consuming these seeds and spreading them through those dispersal methodology. Their stomach acids remove the hard coating, which is essential to the germination of these seeds, and they're now achieving 100% germination success rate. As a commodity trader, we've gone into this space to remove these problem trees, but at the same time, we discovered that they're very difficult to remove. They do regrow, and from this regrowth, we're looking at the generation of carbon credits. And in our activities, in this forestry mode, we are using biofuels, and we are reducing our environmental impact. The trees that we're harvesting and which we're using for the carbon offsets are, a phenomenon of poor land management, and they have taken over this savanna ecosystem. They're very dominant. They're very resistant to fires, and the socioeconomic impacts are very great in that they've got roots that go at least 50 meters down, and they've got lateral roots which release chemicals that kill off grasses. And there's a lot of evapotranspiration that's happening. So this is the reason why we are getting rid of these trees, but we're letting them grow again as well. Beginning of the 20th century, there was introduction of livestock in a grass savanna setting, and this has led to the proliferation of the acacia trees. What we are simply doing is thinning, removing thicker strands of this bush, and allowing it to regrow from where we monetizing the carbon credits. Um, we are utilizing all the bush that we are harvesting. Most of it is going to the wood chips and timber, and we also doing the carbon offsets from the regrowth. So manually harvesting to reduce the environmental impact, and we are using the latest engines, both in-field and off-road, and we are establishing a 150 million to 500 million litre biodiesel tank farm at Walvis Bay. And all these activities are being done in a very sustainable manner. Our logistics does not terminate in Namibia. We do logistics into the rest of Southern Africa, especially the DRC and Zambia copper belts, where there's a lot of mining activity for the export of raw materials for the renewable space in terms of cobalt and copper. It's a very interesting space in that all our logistics transits game parks, and we've been looking at ways of reducing the carbon footprint of having trucks going through game parks, and we're looking at the fuel types. In our case, we're looking at use of biodiesel, and we're looking at offsetting all the carbon emissions on every invoice for every cargo that we are handling via the new growth that's happening from the biomass that we're harvesting. Thank you for listening to my session. In terms of the bigger picture in Namibia, we are putting up some biomass power plants in line with the clean development mechanisms. And we're looking to generate more carbon credits to offset from all the activities in terms of logistics on the corridors.